Did you know that Netflix has a library of over 36,000 hours of content? And they serve around 6 billion hours of video every single month. It's pretty clear that Netflix could not survive using a single EC2 instance and an S3 bucket. So how do they keep this massive operation running? Netflix's system consists of three main parts: the client, the backend, and the content delivery network. The client is the device that you're consuming the content on, so that could be a smartphone, laptop, or smart TV. The rest of the client is pretty self-explanatory. It's just creating an app for whatever device you want to consume the content on, and then linking it in with the backend and the CDN. Here's a diagram of Netflix's architecture. It's pretty complex. You're probably thinking, what are all these different elements? Well, they're called microservices. Here's a definition. Microservices are a way of breaking down an application into smaller, independent components that can be developed, tested, and deployed separately. This allows for greater scalability and flexibility, as the system can be updated and you can add new features without worrying about how the rest of the system is going to be affected. In 2008, Netflix experienced a 3-day outage, which led them to come to the conclusion that they no longer wanted the burden of managing their own data centers. So they decided to pivot and began using Amazon Web Services to run their systems. Now you're probably thinking that their AWS bill is going to be huge, and you're probably right, but I'm sure it's no way near the cost of them continuing to build and manage their own data centers. I'm sure that Netflix's move to AWS confirmed to the rest of the market that just because you have a lot of resources and a lot of money to allocate to building your own data centers, it doesn't mean that you should. If you're a video streaming company, you should work on building a great video streaming platform, not building a data center. So as we've discovered, Netflix's move to AWS was largely due to reliability. More particularly, it allowed them to have multi-region failover. So if for whatever reason the data center in Virginia experienced an outage, users could be automatically connected to the data center in Ohio without ever noticing what had happened. The third element to Netflix's system is the Content Delivery Network, or CDN for short. This custom-built CDN ensures that Netflix users can watch their favorite TV shows and movies without ever experiencing lag or buffering. As I said at the start of this video, at one point, Netflix accounted for 15% of the global internet traffic, which is a lot of data to put through internet service providers. So this is the genius of Netflix's content delivery network. So Netflix actually started placing their own servers within the data centers of various internet service providers. They could then use these servers to cache the content that they thought that the users within that region were going to watch. Now you're probably thinking, why would an ISP like Comcast allow a company like Netflix to add their own servers into their data centers? Well, it's because if they didn't, they would have to spend their own money scaling up their infrastructure in order to be able to cope with the amount of traffic that Netflix was putting through their systems. So it's pretty clear that Netflix couldn't have got to the size that they are now without implementing a microservices architecture, working with Amazon Web Services to use cloud infrastructure, and working with the variety of internet service providers to create a custom-built content delivery network. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. It took a really long time to make, so I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.